Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm kind of doing a get ready with me while I tell you guys about my birth story. I have not done a get ready with me in a very long time. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to just kind of go ahead and do one. I did curl my hair, and for the most part I do curl my hair. I haven't really done makeup in a very long time, and it's something I kind of want to get back into just because I miss doing that for myself. I honestly need all new makeup, but we're just gonna use what we have and work with it. So yeah, my toddler's currently sleeping over there and my newborn is sleeping in her swing, so I'm gonna kind of have to do this video a little quickly just now that I have time. And she's awake, which I knew she would wake up now that I'm talking. Hopefully she just puts herself back to bed. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. I'm going to take out my nose ring just for my foundation. So I have been using the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and I love it because it's so lightweight and you can build it up if you need more coverage. But I've just been doing light makeup recently, and that's kind of what I've been like. That's what my goal has always been. I'm also using this brush. I don't know how to say that, but I love this brush for foundation and concealer. I've never been able to find a good foundation or concealer brush without like it looking streaky, I guess. So my birth story. My due date was March 15th. And honestly, like towards the end of my pregnancy, I honestly thought she was gonna come early just from everything I was experiencing and how low she was sitting in my pelvis. So I was really hoping and thinking that she was gonna come on her own early, but that didn't happen. So being that I was in pain and everything, so my doctor just scheduled us for an induction, and that was on March 13th at 7:30 a.m. So we went in for my induction, and I have never been induced before. With Esme, she was scheduled for induction, but then she ended up coming on her own that very same day my induction was scheduled. So I went into labor naturally, but with induction, like, I was a little bit nervous because they're forcing my body to like go into labor and do something that it was like not ready for. So I was just a little bit nervous about that. I also did want to try going through labor naturally and not getting the epidural. I did get the epidural with Esme, but that was just a goal that I wanted to set for myself. So I went in there like kind of expressing what I wanted to do, but yeah, so they started me on Pitocin like around, I'm gonna say 9 or 8:30 when the doctor came in, and I just was like not having regular, consistent, or strong enough contractions. So they kind of played with the dosing for a while, and then finally I started feeling some contractions. So I honestly didn't start, I don't even know time frames, but honestly it took a very long time for me to start feeling contractions. So also the doctor went in and finally broke my water as well, so that way like things can start progressing. And that's when stuff actually did start progressing. So finally I was having regular, consistent contractions, and they were just getting like super strong, and I feel like I was managing them well there in the beginning, but like something in my head was just telling me like, get the epidural, girl, because I knew with Ez I had like a long push time. I pushed with her for 3 hours, and it's just like something I didn't want to do, feeling all the pain. So I honestly just settled for getting the epidural. And by then my contractions were really like strong, so I got the epidural anyway. And like literally right after I got the epidural, I was already a 10. So also with my epidural, it failed on my left side until I actually came down to pushing. It started to work and took effect. So I was so thankful for that, because I honestly thought I was gonna have a failed epidural experience, and that's something that always has scared me, because I mean, you hear like the horror stories about it, and I was just very nervous. Not to mention, like, feeling that pain was just like insane to me, which I managed through, but I'm just glad it came in for the pushing. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Pinky Promise. So yeah, right after I got my epidural, I started having like the shakes and everything, all the like signs that it was time for me to push. So the nurse checked me and I was a full 10. And honestly, baby girl's head was like right there. So I literally only pushed for like 14 minutes, which I am so grateful for, because like I said, with my last labor, I pushed for 3 hours. So yeah, by the time all that happened, I had Alea at 4:12 p.m. So everything went like pretty quickly and pretty smoothly. No complications or anything like that as far as delivery. And honestly, I thought that was it. I was like excited, baby girl was here, and yeah. So I requested to have Dion's for dinner because I was craving one of those sub sandwiches. So Pablo went and got us some food. I ate. I was in a little bit of pain. So I did get something for pain. I think it was just like a little ibuprofen or something, because I did start breastfeeding Alea right after she came out, and they say that like those post just the cramping and stuff from like introducing breastfeeding and just after labor, like they intensify more like with each kid. So I was starting to have that, and it was just like getting worse and worse and worse. It honestly felt like my contractions when my epidural failed on one side, and like I was just feeling the full strength of those contractions when I was already like a 10. It was like that bad. And so I told my nurse, and she went and got me some ibuprofen, and then she had wanted to get me up so that way we can go try going to go pee, and you know, all that postpartum stuff. So I was down with that. I wanted to get up. I had full feeling back in my legs. Again, it was just like that cramping pain, but it honestly just felt like a full-blown contraction. So we scooted me to the edge of the bed, and then boom, all of a sudden, like I just felt so lightheaded and like I was gonna pass out. And I even like said like I'm gonna pass out, and before I knew it, like I was laying in bed just like looking at the ceiling, and I didn't know what the hell happened. So yeah, I passed out at the edge of the bed, and Pablo actually helped my nurse get me back into bed. I literally did not know what happened. So we get me back into bed, and she's asking me questions like, am I feeling better? And I still just felt like very lightheaded and like I was gonna faint again. So we didn't try getting me up again after that. Oh, that's another thing. Whenever I told her I was like starting to feel lightheaded, my nurse asked me like if I can like scoot myself back so I could get back on the bed, and like for some reason I just like couldn't move. Like I was just like frozen there, and I had like no strength whatsoever, and then that's when I passed out. I've always had a problem with being like anemic and stuff, so whenever I go to the gym, sorry, a little backstory, and a little shift. I'd feel like super lightheaded, and I know how I'm like, I know what it feels like before I'm gonna pass out, and that's the exact same feeling that I got during that time. I'm taking the Morphe Bacon Set powder in the shade Brightening Pink. So yeah, she was asking me questions again, like how I felt, and I still felt like pretty lightheaded or whatever. And then like all of a sudden it was just like getting worse, like nothing was getting better. And then I heard her take my blood pressure, and it was all the way like 60 over 30s. As a nurse, that's like a scary blood pressure. Like that is super low, especially for me. I already run low to begin with, but when you're that low, like there's a problem. So I heard her like call for help because my blood pressure was that low, and from there my pain was just like horrible. Like I'd rather feel contractions than that pain that I had. And I kept telling her like I'm hurting so bad, like I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I kind of just kept falling in and out of like this like consciousness, I guess you could say. Like I kept like passing out and then waking back up, and they were just like pressing on my stomach so hard, obviously because they were checking my bleeding and stuff. And when I tell you, I just felt gushes and gushes and gushes. That's what I felt like. So much blood was just coming out of me. So essentially they diagnosed me with postpartum hemorrhage, and I was just so out of it, and so much was happening. So many people were in my room, so many nurses, and people were just checking on me. I think they even put me oxygen at one point, and I'm just using this infallible 24-hour wear. Honestly don't, oh, this is in shade Porcelain, just to kind of set everything on my face. Between all the chaos, like I just remember my pain. Like, sorry if you can hear the same Pablo's in the bathroom, but I'm taking Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer, and I'm just going to add a little bit here. And honestly, it was like way worse than my contractions. Like I said, like I honestly could have gone through labor and giving birth unmedicated if I was gonna feel this, and I knew this was how it was gonna feel. You know what I mean? Like it was just way worse than a full-blown contraction. So nothing was like helping. I know at one point they even gave me fentanyl, I think, and like nothing was like helping. Like I was just in horrible pain. They kept like pushing on my stomach. I felt like they were like doing CPR on my belly. It was just super painful. One thing I will say though, all I remember is knowing that Pablo was there with me the whole time, and there was just like a lot of people in my room, and then I could just hear the baby crying. And I remember just telling him like, go tend to the baby. So also experiencing that, I just remember like also just looking up at this bright light above me, and like I felt Pablo was there with me. I heard the baby crying. There was just a lot of chaos happening. I honestly think they like poked my arms for a second IV site like 50 times. They were like just giving me a bunch of medication. I don't even know what I got. Like it was just chaotic. Obviously being an emergency, like stuff like that just happens. But it was like a scary moment for me. I honestly like even had a thought in my mind like, oh my god, I feel like I'm dying. And it's scary because here I gave birth. I thought everything was fine, like I was feeling good. I ate my whole Dion sandwich, like I felt good, and then boom, something kind of just changed quick. So yeah, and then to begin with, I'm already like anemic, so I don't have enough blood to begin with in my body, and then losing that much blood. I think they even had like a blood transfusion on standby for me in case I needed it. But guys, when I tell you the pain I was in just from like hemorrhaging and them checking and pushing on me, like I would not wish that on anybody. It was awful. So they got it under control. I was not expecting for that to like happen. It's real. I don't think a lot of people are aware of like postpartum hemorrhage, and like I feel like there needs to be more about it. But yeah, a very scary moment for me. But I am just glad that I am healthy, baby girl is healthy. I did not tear or anything like that, so it was a very good delivery. And honestly, my recovery time was more so from like the trauma of hemorrhaging than it was from actually giving birth. So my body was very, very sore and I was hurting a lot. Pablo would have to like help me to the bathroom, of course, and hand me the baby whenever she'd cry. It was just like a lot different. But like I said, I'm glad that we're all safe and healthy. So then we're discharged or whatever, like I was good to go home the next day, and we come home and you know, they educated me a bunch on like warning signs and what to look out for and all that good stuff. And boom, I come home, it's later in the day already, it's like 3 o'clock or something. I go to the restroom and a clot the size of like a softball, I kid you not, like maybe that big, came out, and I freaked. And I think it's mainly because one, everything I went through, but like I'm just in total shock because I know how fast like everything went to shit whenever I first started hemorrhaging. My doctor's in Santa Fe, which is an hour away from where I live. So like I was just in panic mode. We took off, we went to the OB triage to get me checked out just to make sure I wasn't bleeding or hemorrhaging again, and everything checked out. I was fine. My body just had that extra like clot, I guess, to like get rid of. But yeah, it was just like I was emotional and everything, and I think I just felt like, again, like this is happening to me again. So yeah, like I said, very scary moment for us and our family. But that is my birth story. I'm just taking this lip liner. I don't even know what it is. Langmani lip liner. I'm not too sure. I've had this lip liner like forever. I honestly think I stole it from my mom. I don't remember buying this, but who knows. And I just sort of blended it in like that. Also, I forgot to mention, I just used the Juvia's Place Volume 2 blush palette, and I barely took any of this light pinky shade, just to put a little bit for my color. But yeah, that's like really it with my makeup. I try to do as little as possible because with a toddler who's 2 and she gets into everything, and then a newborn, I literally don't have time for anything. Like I really don't even put on lashes or anything, again, because I don't have time for it. So yeah, I also used the It's a Girl Mist in here. Like it's broken and everything. It's a Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Golden Hour, and I'm just gonna take a little bit and put it on my inner corner here just to like add a little bit of color. I don't know. I will say though, like I am so thankful for my nurses. Like I can't even tell you, they saved me. Like honestly, I appreciate nurses not only because I know like me as a nurse what I go through, but just in general, like they're your first line for everything, and like without them, who knows what would have happened to me. Of course my doctor was amazing too, and I love her and everything. It's just like the nurses were like on their game and so nice. I'm so thankful for them. Like they are what made everything go smoother, and oh, I can't even just say how grateful I am. I get emotional talking about my birth story, I guess, just because like I know so many other things could have gone wrong, and like there was a chance like I wouldn't have been here today. And not only that, but Pablo, like he is a huge support system for me. Like he's my best friend, he's everything to me, and just to know like he was there by my side through it all. I couldn't have done it without him and the amazing team that I had. So yes, I'm grateful I have a healthy baby girl, but the way it turned in the end, it was very traumatic for me. I honestly don't think I do want more kids. I just don't think it'll happen as soon as like Alea came after Ez. It's something my body certainly does need to recover from before anything like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of taking it day by day, just trying to heal, find myself again. I have been trying on a lot of my clothes that I had before I was pregnant, and nothing fits me, nothing feels like me. I'm just kind of like in this awkward stage of postpartum where I'm trying to find myself again, like I said, and I honestly don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I want to try a new style, I want to try new makeup, I want to do something different with my hair. I don't know what I need to feel like I need to find myself again. With being a mommy of two, you know, it's just so much different. No one, I guess, prepares you for how you're gonna feel. No one knows how you're gonna feel, only you do. But I do want to say that if you're pregnant or postpartum or whatever the case may be, like just do your research on stuff that can happen and educate yourself, because I feel like not enough people are aware, and it's hard whenever you actually go through it. But that is my birth story. I am done getting ready. Like I said, I keep my makeup plain and simple just because it's something I have to do quickly. Honestly, I've got a routine down to where if I need to get ready in a rush, I'm able to do so, because I do my makeup so like minimal now. But yeah, so hopefully next video I will be sharing with you a haul or something. This is a whole new me. I want to get my body right. I want to go to the gym. I want to eat healthy. I just have a whole new set of goals. And I'd love to share that with you guys in a whole separate video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to be doing a lot more mommy content, especially with two baby girls, and I just feel like I am just going to enjoy making content, especially with the two little ones and how life is recently. So yeah, if there's something specific you guys want to see, as always, comment down below. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who support me, and nonetheless, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.